Hello everyone, Video Game Fan 2134, aka the Video Game Fan, and it's time for more Let's Play Spider-Man for the N64 Extras. Now, if you remembered, last time we pretty much finished all of the, what's it called, all of the cheat codes, and, well, pretty much I was gonna show you guys the comic books, and if you don't mind, I've kind of messed up, but I'll show you guys right now comic book number 5, or number 6 actually. So yeah, again my apologies for everything taking too long, but yeah, that's all I gotta say. Again, these are just extra videos showing you guys some of the extra things in this game, and I'm deciding to show you guys the comic book. So let's continue on to comic book number 6. So yeah, pretty much. Alright, now on to the 6th. Dang it, gotta stop saying alright. Now, for the comic book number 6, you gotta go to run away from the chopper for the first part. You have to let the helicopter break this part, and you get the comic book. On to the next comic book, which is really close, so righto. Next is the 7th comic book. Once you're done climbing that building that is on fire, go to this part, and then if you actually notice, if you look at that crane carefully, there's actually a pumpkin head. Right there. Right there. See? Right here. If you look carefully, it's right there. So, why not go over there? Or also kind of messed up. Or kind of messed up. Hold on. If I climb up fast enough, then I can show you guys what's inside it. Alright. There you go. Go down here.
I wonder who those pumpkin bombs belong to.
That's a great reference. And if you look around, you can actually notice that this is Green Goblin's lair. Literally. Some of the pumpkin heads and so on. But you're here for the comic book. There's the comic book. And time for the next one. Next comic book is where you go to this certain building. Now most people would just go straight up. But if you're looking for a comic book, go to the left side of the building. Go down. And you'll eventually find the comic book.
What do we have here?
Yep. Time for some skipping parts, so I won't waste some time. Next comic book is here called Level Police Event. If you go through these two windows, go down, and if you break this, well, once you're done breaking these or hitting these polices, break this, and there's comic book. Alrighty. Dang it, I gotta stop saying that. I actually wish I had a righty counter. Wink wink. That's not fun. Yeah, I don't care, Stanley. Alright. Stop saying alright. Now, time for the next comic book. In order to get this comic book, you have to do the same thing as, like, Scorpion. Pretty much, you gotta destroy, these... Hold on. If the camera will help me. These things right here. If you can see clearly enough. Yeah, there you go. You have to destroy all of these, yeah, you have to destroy all of those stuff in order to make sure the comic book is shown. That's all you guys do. You don't need to destroy those electrical things, in case you're wondering. And I want to do that. Or you could also do the web ball. Well, yeah, again, it makes an explosion to make sure you guys know when the comic book's happen. So once I destroy this one, the comic book shows up. And also, in case anyone was wondering, if you're Captain Universe, you could spam the heck out of it. Just for a little fun. Alright, next comic book is in the level Catch Venom. Let's continue on. Now, you just gotta follow what I do, pretty much. Yeah, just do the same thing as you do, the same thing as usual. Just follow Venom on where he goes, etc. However, the first comic book is when you're in this part of the level. If you know where the Spidey armor, there's also a comic book with it. That's the first one. The second one is there's actually a second one. And also, if I'm not talking loud enough for you people to understand what I'm saying, my apologies. But again, I'm not good at YouTube, but I should do my best.
Oh my goodness!
And unfortunately, I cannot skip this cutscene, so that's one problem. Ooh, ow.
Oh my goodness!
Alright. For the next comic book that is in this level, you go up here, just again follow what Venom does, and instead of keep following him, behind these things, there's actually a comic book, but you gotta be fast. So, yeah, I messed up, so let me restart getting that. Alright, stop saying alright. Second attempt for getting this comic book. There you go. I finally got the comic book. Next one is the fight with Venom. It's really easy. Just pick up this car whenever it feels like it. Or instead let Venom be a pervert again. Oh, come on. Stupid Venom. There you go. Yep, there you go. Next comic book is, if you stop doing that, alrighty then. Next comic book is once you're done killing those, lizards, you gotta first go through this part, but then go back to where you came from, and eventually the comic book shows up. So you gotta make sure to defeat those lizards, and then come back. The next comic book is right here in the sewer plant. If you remember this part, you have to go to the right, but instead go to the left, and behind this thing is the comic book. Let's go on quickly. The next comic book is here. All you gotta do is to press all the 4 buttons, and once all the 4 buttons are gone, go to the left side, and you get the comic book. Next. Next comic book is where you go to the puzzle, and apparently they're gonna show up. Okay, there you go. You gotta press the button first, and then the comic book shows up. Next comic book is in the lizard's maze. Pretty much it's a maze where it can be completely confusing. I was planning to skip all the way to the comic book, but because people doesn't know where the comic book is or how to do it, I'm deciding to show you guys. So the comic book shows up after you talk to the lizard. And because I'm suspecting people doesn't know where the lizard is, I'm deciding to show you guys. So after you pass these two parts,
Come to Papa.
pretty much you have to go to the first part where there are two directions. Then keep going straight, and you go meet with lizard. And once you're done talking to the lizard, the comic book appears. The next comic book is where you have to press the button in the beginning of the level, then go up to this elevator shaft, and then there's the comic book. The next comic book is where you go down to the elevator, and once you're all the way to the end, open the left door instead of the right, and you get the comic book. The next comic book is where this generator is right next to a roll of toilet paper. If you destroy it or pick it up, you get the comic book. The next comic book is where you enter through these through the basement, and what you gotta do is you gotta stop these fogs by using your target, and when it hits the blue, there's a web, and it stops the fog. So you gotta stop it from making that fog. Ah, dang it. And eventually the comic book shows up.
What do we have here?
Next. The next comic book is where you finally defeat him in his second form, and you have to go all the way down all the way down to the last one right here, and the comic book shows up. I already showed it. So, and finally the last comic book for this video is over here in Warehouse 65.
Well, look what I found.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to stop here, mainly because I'm running out of time, and also my apologies for it taking a while for me to upload this video, but again, I'm busy at schoolwork, so yeah. Now, in case anyone was wondering, I'm using a new YouTube editor, so I'm not entirely sure if it will work out, but we'll find out. So yeah, the next part will be the grand finale of my Let's Play Spider-Man for Nintendo 64. That's all I gotta say pretty much. Support my videos, spread the word of my channel, the Losometers, my Let's Play, and all that jazz. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say. The next part will be the grand finale. I'm using a new new editor, not YouTube editor. But yeah, that's all I gotta say pretty much. My apologies for it taking so long, but who knows? We'll see what will happen. So yeah, that's all I gotta say for this part. The next part I'll show you guys the last comic books, and well, that's pretty much all I gotta say. I'm Video Game Fan 2134, aka the Video Game Fan, and the next part will be the grand finale. See you guys next time in the next extra. See you guys later.